Oh my god! Hello, welcome back. It's me again. Does anyone even know what day it is today? Because I don't. I thought it was Sunday, but it's actually Saturday evening. So Emile and I decided to do contrast for... That's wrong. It's not we decided to do cut. Emile and I decided to do the second PM photo assignment, which is contrast. This one turned out to be a bit tricky. We didn't want to do a usual black and white or light and darkness, that type of common contrast. We wanted to think outside of the box. So we listed a long list of ideas. For example, summer and winter, wound and healing, or broken and complete. You get the idea, there's all kinds of things you could do. But some of them, I feel like it lacks a bit of a personal connection. The one we ended up choosing fits what's happening now the most, and it also speaks to me personally, and that is things that mattered before versus things that matter now. We thought with everything that's going on, everything seemed to change. Our priority, what mattered before, such as money, career, just suddenly don't seem to matter that much anymore. And you probably have heard a million times, stay home, stay safe, stay home, stay safe. And yes, I know, I am always staying home. The idea that health is what's most important right now, and that suddenly hit me. I never thought health was so important. We all know health is important, but it just doesn't ever stick to me that I should really stay well and alive. And that idea is funny enough, it's new to me. I thought if we just use items, people on Instagram or Peter may not actually know what I'm doing. Like, why is there an apple and a coin? What does that even mean? So I wrote this poem to illustrate what I'm trying to say. The poem goes like this. We were chasing gold. Oh, already made a mistake of the poem. We were getting old, chasing gold. Occupied mind turned me blind. Times I wish would last, gone fast. Now I tell myself, health is wealth. It's very straightforward. I hope you like the idea behind this shot. So next we're going to show you how we actually did it. This is the most fun part, by the way, so do not go away. First, Emile took an apple and drew a heart on it. Because heart and apple represent health. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. And the heart represents a functioning person. Well, that sounds... Sorry. Well, cut. A heart represents someone who's alive. Then we wanted to represent money and career. So the easiest way is to use actual money. We were looking through all these coins like Japanese, Taiwanese, American, British, and euros, all that. But we found that the prettiest one was actually the Swiss francs. But how do you make a coin stand on a table without actual magic? So Emile was being creative and put tape behind it, and it stood. We love how the wooden table gave a cool reflection, and how there are leading lines on the pattern that lead your eyes to the subject. And the TV was a perfect black background. We didn't use any extra lighting, we just used natural light, and it was perfect. It was a really bright day. After all of that, we took that into editing. We first used Lightroom to enhance the shot, and then we took it into Photoshop to do a bit further editing. Photoshop is good for really detailed stuff. So for example, the tape that we used, it was showing on the shot. So we had to get rid of it, removing the evidence. If you are ever going to commit crime, yeah. We used some brush to paint.
Some brush, the brush tool.
We used the brush tool to get rid of the reflection on the TV, so it's completely black. We brought it back to Lightroom and added a filter. Filter to me is very important because it created style. It's always the most difficult to decide because so many are really good. We chose Modern 4 on Lightroom, and that created a really good contrast for the image. It's really funny how I always have a drink in my hand when I'm doing video. It somehow makes me feel better. This is Japan Center's black tea. I'm not sponsored by them, but Japan Center, if you're watching it, I would love to sponsor you. No, wrong way. I'm sorry guys, my English is limiting. My English. What I was trying to say is, Japan Center, if you are watching it now, sponsor me. Oh, I wanted to tell them
Oh, you crazy!
We were really happy with how the shot turned out, but we're just thinking that ideally we would have a shot that doesn't require a poem to illustrate the idea contrast. But oh well, fingers crossed that Peter McKinnon will read the poem. To finish off, I just want to talk a little bit about how I feel and what I think about everything. I think it's totally normal that people have very different reactions to the pandemic, to the government, to social media. I encourage people not to judge other people's reactions. It's really difficult, and I'll be honest, even I judged. I read stuff on Twitter and I get angry. I'm sure this is all very common for you as well. I think what's important is to understand why someone's reaction is different from yours. Perhaps their life experience is different. They have different perspectives towards death. But at the end of the day, I think it's about how you feel, and if you are not breaking the law, if you are staying home, you're fine, you're not spreading it to other people, it's okay if you have all kinds of reactions or emotions. I think it's good to be honest about them, and you can always talk to someone you're comfortable with, and you don't even have to talk about it. Sometimes not talking about it helps, because the more you talk about it, the more anxious you may be. I noticed that about myself. When my mom was talking to me every day about coronavirus, I got really anxious and worried. But nothing really changed. I mean, I was still home doing what I was doing. But the only thing that changed perhaps was that the anxiety and worry made my life quality worse. And you don't really want that. You really want to stay well and happy. Most importantly, stay healthy, eat an apple, even though I don't even eat apples. Make sure it doesn't have black ink on it. You may get poison. Like and subscribe, and I will see you very soon. I'm sorry. You see it, I'm an amateur. I will be better. Oh my god! Imagine! Did I show? Oh my god! One break video! That's what I was saying. Oh, I just know.